it's done wonders for our relationship.
Brother, I love you.
I've never been hit up by more people for tickets to a show in my career, ever, than tonight.
I'm competitive and I'm driven, but I'm also on a budget.
This week on Headline Country, Florida Georgia Line celebrates the launch of their new deluxe version of their debut album with a private show just for satellite radio subscribers. Jake Owen opens up about his perfect life and the misconception that still plagues his image. Taylor, Luke, Lady A, and Florida Georgia Line clean up at the American Music Awards, and we'll reintroduce you to the strawberry wine queen, Deana Carter.
I'm Deana Carter, and Headline Country starts now.
Hello everybody, I'm Stormy Warren. Welcome to Headline Country. Well, needless to say, it has been a huge year for Florida Georgia Line. Less than 24 hours after pulling in their first American Music Award for their monster single of the year cruise, Bryan and Tyler played a very intimate show at the legendary Troubadour Theater in West Hollywood, just for SiriusXM satellite radio subscribers. There they celebrated a long list of awards and milestones and accolades, including the recent release of their deluxe edition of their big ol' debut album. Here's to the good times. This is how we roll.
Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise.
It was just over a year ago when we hung out at Joe's Bar in Chicago, and we were introducing you to our audience. Flash forward to now. A few days ago, you guys win Single of the Year at the American Music Awards, adding your trophy total to 7 in 12 months.
Man, it's really crazy for us. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride, but it feels like everybody's kind of rooting for us. Our fans are amazing. Other artists, you know, in other genres and country music have become friends with us and supported us and been, you know, cheerleaders for us.
And you're hanging in one of the most legendary theaters in the world. I mean, everybody and their dog has played the Troubadour.
That's what they tell us. You'd think they'd add on to the green room a little bit, do a little extension. Go ahead and step it up a little. No, it's cool to be here in LA, and it's gonna be a fun show for the fans. And I'm glad, you know, we're gonna get to play it on the air, and it'll be a fun night.
We love touring the country, playing our songs for people, and we got an amazing band and crew and team in Nashville that are working just as hard as we are. So it's amazing just, you know, setting up shop, as we call it, in different places every day and kind of doing the same thing. But then the fans are always different. The building, the atmosphere, you know, it's always different. So that's kind of the addicting thing to it. You never know what you're going to show up to, but, you know, you just want to go out there and have a party.
That's how we do it round here. That's how we do it round here.
Even on the hard days, we're like, man, at least we're getting to do this together with all our boys, you know, and our whole band and crew and stuff out here, and our tour manager and everybody. So it's always a fun time, man. We love it, and all the new experiences and everything, and getting to meet a bunch of people and do what we love every night.
But if I told you I loved you, would it make you wanna stay?
When we started doing this, we weren't trying to make country music that was different. We were just making music that we loved, and, you know, hoped everybody else liked it. But it's been a cool thing to see this year and see where country music's going, and honestly to see where all genres are headed is pretty wild.
I look back at what you guys have accomplished over the year, and I see that as being the major milestone, that this wasn't off of just one song.
When Cruise went #1, I was like, man, this is great. Our first single went to #1, and then I remember thinking, well, hopefully we can get another one, because if not, I think they call those one-hit sensations. So I don't want to be one of those, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have a few more. Everything that's kind of happened, it's been a big learning curve for us, you know, and to be able to be on our very first headline tour at the end of this year is just, it's been awesome, you know, and we were a little nervous about it. You know, do we play this size room? Do we play this size room? Do we risk it? And do we, you know, how do we want to play this? And, you know, we want to sell, you know, hopefully sell out everything, so where do we want to do it? And to see, I mean, we've had to play bigger arenas and rooms than we ever imagined, so it's crazy.
Have you forced yourselves to stop and think about what's going on?
Here and there, we kind of stopped, but, you know, we're going to continue to work hard the rest of the year. December 14th is our last show. We got a couple weeks off, and we're going to kind of sit back, relax, chill, and think about all the things that have happened, you know, the past year. It seems like, you know, that this past year feels like 3 years all kind of together. And, you know, we just been blessed like crazy, and, you know, we're just excited to hang with family, friends, kind of catch up on some simple things, you know, hopefully maybe get some fishing in and do something, you know, just kind of chill and laid back.
It's a feeling alright Saturday night. That's how we do it round here. That's how we do it round here.
Next year, I mean, what are the plans now? It's like that's where you got to start looking at. It's not like looking back and being thankful. It's now looking forward. What can fans expect?
Yeah, we're excited about next year, man. We're gonna be on the Jason Aldean tour, you know, right before Jason. So we're excited about that. That's like 65 or something dates. So it'll be a lot of shows, and we're gonna mix some headline shows in there as well. And we'll also be writing and recording on, you know, another album. So you know, we don't want to have to let our fans wait around too long to hear any music. So as much as we're writing, we want to get them out there. So we're going to be in the studio. It's going to be another busy year.
Florida Georgia Line's first headlining tour continues through December 14th. They've already played over 230 shows this year. We'll be right back. Coming up, he's got a beautiful new family, and he's about to launch his first headlining tour. These days are gold for Jake Owen. Welcome back to Headline Country. While we're talking about new album releases, let's talk about Jake Owen. His Days of Gold collection is available now, and I sat down with Jake to talk about the new music and the biggest misconception that has plagued him his entire career. The neat thing about following artists' careers is to watch that one little moment where everything seems to click, and it happened on this last album when you'd had what, one, but two, but three, but four number ones you come smoking with. Did you feel it?
Yeah, I think I'm still feeling it a little bit, or hoping that I'm feeling it. I spent 7 years waiting to get a number one song. And then Barefoot Blue Jean Night hit pretty big, and it was kind of off to the races from that point.
Yeah, caught up in a southern summer, barefoot blue jean night.
Going forth and making this new record, everyone kept asking me, were you nervous? And it took a lot of pressure off me, knowing that people were excited to hopefully hear what was next. If I record something, I know that I'm gonna have to either sing it forever or have it be a part of my life or career. And all these songs on this album, I really do.
Chillin', breezin', sippin', singing,
It's an interesting time to be hitting stride like you are. Like in your single Wild Days, you had a lot of freedom. You could hit the ground running and dedicate all of your time to it. Now it is about balance.
Yeah,
and it's in the most red hot point of your career.
Totally. I was really selfish for a long time. Everyone's life, there's years there where you deserve to be selfish when it comes to you finding your career and being focused on what you're doing. But yeah, now that I have a little daughter, and well, first off, getting married will make you understand that it's you can't be selfish, and you have to. You
hope you learn that.
Yeah, right. You hope you do. And then having a child, you really understand that it's not about you anymore.
We watched you open up on the Brothers of the Sun tour. Everybody kind of had the same thought, and that is that we were watching the birth of a star, watching your live show blossom during that tour. Did you feel that coming alive?
Yeah, I've always looked at myself, honestly, more of it, try to be an entertainer more than I ever really thought I was a singer or anything. I learned that from just being on a bar stool by myself in college, because it was just me and a lot of people that wanted to be happy. And I'd have to play Otis Redding 1 minute and Rolling Stones the next minute. So it kind of taught me spur of the moment, making people entertained. But I mean, when you're opening up a show for Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney, like, you kind of have to up your game a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
With their hands up in the air like this, back and forth. I wish you could see this from my angle, man.
I'm very competitive. Like, I want things to be, and I think that's what's also propelled me in a way. If I didn't have that, then I probably wouldn't be who I wouldn't have been cocky enough in a sense to go, I'm dropping out of college and moving to Nashville. Like, I look back on that and I'm like, what was I thinking? You know, like, what if this didn't work out? Like, go back to college at 30 years old, like, I'm back because it didn't work, you know?
Never gonna grow up, never gonna slow down.
You say you're competitive, you say you're driven. That's got to translate as you prepare for the headlining tour.
Yeah, it does. And but see, that's the other thing too, that I'm competitive and I'm driven, but I'm also on a budget. you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I saw Taylor Swift's DVD the other day. I'd love to fly out of the ceiling in the beginning of my show, but unfortunately, I don't have that kind of budget right now. So you'll just see me probably just walk on stage from somewhere. But as a headliner this coming year, I'm going out there to compete with everyone else that's a headliner. And as your first headline tour, you know, you're getting your feet wet and you're learning a lot about what you can do, what you can't do, what works, what doesn't work. I just think the stars aligned and a lot of things have been blessings that have been put into my life recently that they came at the right time. You know, if I would have had a wife and child 4 or 5 years ago, it would have been really hard. Right. I mean, because I was still on a bus with 12 guys trying to ride around the country and get a hit on the radio. And so being able for everything to come together the way it's come right now is it's magical. I mean, I don't know why or how it happened, but I'm thankful.
We're caught up in a southern summer, barefoot blue jean night. Thank you guys for having us.
Jake, too, will be hitting the road on his first headlining tour, and though no opening acts have been officially announced, he promises his fans will not be disappointed. When we come back, we recap the winners of the American Music Awards. Plus, the hills are alive with the sound of Carrie Underwood.